Good morning, Facebook. Happy early Monday morning. This is Elise Thompson, and I want to thank God for allowing me to see another day. And those of you who are watching, I want to thank God for allowing you to see another day as well. It seems real dark now. I know the times are changing, but I wanted to just give you a quick reminder of how important it is to do what God says to do. We all know the scripture that says obedience is better than sacrifice. And that's just because we can't get out of doing what God tells us to do by just thinking we're giving away something, like that's all there is pleasing to God. We can't, whether it's giving away offering or giving away clothes or, just donating all this stuff, which is good. But if God is telling us to do something, we can't get around that. No matter how much of our time and money we give to other charities and nonprofits or what have you, feed the homeless, whatever, if we're not actually doing what God is telling us to do, then we're still living in sin, essentially. So when he says to do something, no matter how much you try to figure out why he's telling you to do it or how much sense you think it doesn't make, his ways are not our ways. He sits high and he looks low. We were made from the dust of the ground. So what he's telling us to do is better for us, as opposed to what we think is best for us. So disobedience is sin. Whether God tells us to do something and we don't do it, or God tells us not to do something and we don't do it. All I know is when you say yes, everything will be okay. Sin is not okay. Sin is not okay. But whenever you say yes, everything will be okay. So just say yes. Don't harden your heart. Don't close up your ears when God is telling you to do something that you don't want to do. But if you go into life, or if you wake up every morning like, okay, Lord, I'm not going to have any preconceived expectations. I'm not going to set my heart on something that I know is just going to please me. Anything that I know is going to be hard for me to accept what you tell me to do, anything I know that I'm going to find myself wrestling with, I'm just going to go ahead and give it up right now, because I don't want to hold on to anything. And it's not it's not what he's telling us to let go or what he's telling us to do, just the simple fact of how much do you love me? Are you willing to let this go? Are you willing to not do this? Are you willing to do this simply because I told you to? Do you love me enough? So, if he tells you not to eat something, it's not about that particular thing that he's telling you not to eat. It's about, will you tell your flesh no? Will you say, yes, Lord, I won't do that? In that instance, will you do it? And that's all he wants to know, because if he knows that you're willing to deny yourself and do what he tells you to do, then he knows that he has a friend. He has a friend when you're willing to say, yes, Lord, I am going to listen to you. I'm going to do it. Even though I don't understand, I'm just going to walk out on faith. And faith is basically obedience at the end of the day. You can't see faith. Faith is something that you can't see. So you have to obey God, because that's the only way you're going to be able to see your faith results manifested. You're going to have to believe God. So you can't say that you have faith if we disobey God, and then we ultimately don't see the manifestation of his blessings, because we're not walking by faith. We're not living by faith. So just a little encouragement that whatever God tells us to do is not going to kill us. I mean, if anything, it's going to kill our flesh. We'll still be alive. It's just that our desires will be dead. And that's what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be dead when it comes to God. And we're not going to live miserable lives, we just know that we have to live a pure and righteous life before God. And that's obedience and faith. So, that's about it. So I hope everybody has a great Monday, and just remember, say yes and everything will be okay. Bye-bye.